If you're interested in getting my wedding photography email templates, there is a link in the description below. Today though, we are photographing a wedding with the Canon R6 and only the RF 85mm F1.2. Taylor Jackson.
Shooting 67 weddings last year.
Taylor Jackson, welcome.
So Taylor, you are well known in this community. You're an amazing photographer.
Welcome to the wedding day. There's not a cloud in the sky today, unfortunately. So it's gonna be a lot of harsh sun. And all I have with me is my 85mm lens, as well as this 14 Samyang that I have on my camera right here. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about both managing just hot, non-ideal sun conditions, as well as shooting with an 85. So let's get to it. Also, if you're watching this in September 2020, you can still get in on the early rate for members. So if you're interested, coming over to the member site, becoming part of the Facebook members group, as well as getting access to all of my courses, it is your last opportunity to get in for this price. So October 1st, prices go up. So hop over there if you're watching this in September. If not, still a lot of value. There's still a lot of things going on over there. New courses every single month. That's all I have to say right now. Let's get back to the hot sun. So when you're out in the hot sun, you might want to use backgrounds like this, but unfortunately they're pretty much impossible to use. So unfortunately you have to use backgrounds that are more like this, that might be a little more, not ideal, but there's a little spot of shade here. So at least people will be looking good, so you can easily fit the full wedding party in here, or family photos, or whatever it might be. And you just have to kind of find whatever the best frame is within here. So here, this not so good, but something like this starts to look okay. Something about like that, all of a sudden you kind of got a frame in there that you can actually use, that you can fit maybe 10 people in there if you absolutely needed to. So again, not the most ideal, and sometimes you're unfortunately going to find a few people of the wedding party or members of the family that are a little more like, hey, can't we use this beautiful background? And you have to quickly learn to disarm that and tell them basically that, like, I want everyone looking their best. I don't want anyone squinting, staring into the sun. Like in the shade right now, I look okay. As I walk into the sun, everything just looks worse. Then when I come in the shade, you just look a lot better. So something to think about when you're looking for locations. Not the best location, but so far maybe the best option for a larger group shot.
Very, very lovely. Mine has a story behind it. So when we got married 35 years ago, there was a big heist in England. Big jewelry heist. Seriously? Seriously. And a lot of the gold got melted down, and it ended up in a lot of people's jewelry. And oh my god!
All right. I was thinking, if I line this up perfectly in the center, that would make a nice little photo. Now, after seeing it, I realized I have to remove the two blinds. Also need to be kind of dark, I think, in order to make the shot really work. I think it's worth going in to move. All right, that looks a little better. All right, I think that's about as good as that's gonna get. Using the direct sun, kind of worked out. good news. Looks like there are a few clouds in the sky. Hopefully it continues to get a little cloudier and we can actually do the ceremony in the clouds, because we have more control over the portrait session of the day, but the actual ceremony, it would be a lot better if it's cloudy. So fingers crossed for at least a couple of minutes. Even if one of these clouds came through, we can kind of get all the shots that I would really want within 30 seconds. And as long as you know that 30 seconds is coming and that's your window, you can usually get a lot done within that small time period. I really am utilizing a lower aperture, shooting at f1.2, just to blur everything out of the background. I think it is one of the more important parts of the day to have a prime so that you're able to have full control over your depth of field. If I was shooting this at f4, there would just be so many distracting elements in the background, but going down to 1.2, I can just basically remove all of those and bring all of the focus to my subject.
And to get the veil. And just look over your left shoulder, like, okay. Like, just glance over your left shoulder, yeah. So you're clear.
Look at this, clouds. One thing I will mention, if it is sunny and there's just nothing you can do about it, aim more on the side of shooting wide angle rather than telephoto on this 85. Or if you are on an 85 or a 50 or a 35, just step back a little bit. Wider angle, you can involve more of the sky. Blue sky brings an image together, where just bright contrasty shadows on people's faces from direct sun just doesn't really work. So go wide, full length shots if you have to shoot out in the sun. But the best situation is obviously just to get their backs to the sun. And for instance, right here, just photograph in this direction and make sure this background's in the shade. got super fortunate during the ceremony, and a cloud came in and stayed there for the majority of the ceremony, including the first kiss and including them coming back down the aisle. So it really made the images a heck of a lot better. Not something you can plan for, but shout out to the clouds. All right, so that is all for today's wedding. I hope that you enjoyed. Happy that the weather cooperated, and very happy with the performance of the 85mm F1.2 Canon RF. Don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in wedding photography. And if it is still September before October 1st, you can still get on the member site for the early special. So sign up over there and get access to every single course that I have ever made, including all of my presets, the presets that you saw in this video. That's all. See you next time. Thanks for watching.